Alright, Josh Rubin from East West Healing and Performance. Today, I think I begin every YouTube with, hello, this is Josh Rubin from East West Healing and Performance. Today, I should just like roll it, record it, and just keep plugging it in. Today, I want to do a quick YouTube clip, and I always say that. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes. That's quick for me. But what I really want to touch upon is gluten intolerance. Now, I've done a video on that. I'm not going to go into the who's and whys of it, but really what I want to touch on is I find a lot of people nowadays are eating gluten-free, which is great, right? But it's become a fad. The problem is people that have been celiac or people that have been eating gluten-free, they've been doing it for, I don't know, a long time, let's say 10, 20 years. And now that it's becoming to the forefront because of, you know, Jenny McCarthy put her son on a gluten-free diet, and all these movie stars, everyone's doing it and they think it's great. Well, the problem is, if you're not gluten intolerant, you don't need to cut it out. Gluten isn't essentially bad for you. Now, there's hidden sources of gluten that can cause inflammation if you are intolerant, such as salad dressings and soy sauce and cheeses and barbecue sauce. And if you go to the store and you're getting like a stir fry, a lot of times there's wheat in those. So you got to really read the label if you are intolerant, because there are hidden sources. Those sources of processed wheat or gluten, or really what it's called is gliadin, it's the protein that's in wheat. That's essentially what's bad for you. But let's rewind it a little. There's a class of proteins that are in grains. This class is called prolamines. Now, a lot of people say I'm gluten intolerant, I can't have wheat, rye, barley, all this stuff. And there's an issue with that. And let me read you a list of essentially what is tolerable or intolerable for people that are gluten intolerant or prolamine intolerant and tolerable foods. So you have like wheat, oats, barley, rye, spelt, teff, kamut, aramet, couscous, quinoa, and soy. A lot of those have gluten in it or other classes of the prolamines. Then you have corn, rice, wild rice, buckwheat, millet, arrowroot, tapioca, taro, wheatgrass. Those things are actually gluten-free, or what I call prolamine-free. Because what I'm seeing is a lot of people are just suffering. Now, you see there's a lot of grains, those healthy grains like rices and corns and buckwheat and millet. Those things are healthy for you. If you want to eat them and you're not gluten intolerant, you should eat them. Now, to find out if you're gluten intolerant, the best way to do it, there's two ways to do it. You can do a stool test to see if you have the gliadin in antibodies, or you can actually do a 90 antigen IgG test through Metametrics or through us, it's a blood lab, to find out if you're intolerant to these class of prolamines. Now, I keep talking about these prolamines. Prolamines are amino acids or proteins that are in grains, and gliadin is the first one. Gliadin is only in wheat. So if you're gluten intolerant, you're only intolerant to wheat. Now, you have to look into this because there's some people that are gluten intolerant or gliadin intolerant, but they're not intolerant to these other grains, such as rye has secalins in it. Oats have avenins in it. Barley has hordeins in it. And corn has what's called a zien in it. So it's interesting to see that a lot of people are cutting all these things out, like rye, oats, barley, and corn, but they might just be gliadin intolerant. There are a lot of people that they can't have any of the prolamines, even oats. Do oats, even steel cut oats, has the avenins in it. They just can't handle it. It gives them a lot of gas, bloating, mental problems, cognition, on and on and on. So the reason I want to do this is just to get it out there that you might be gliadin intolerant, but you might not be secalin, avenin, hordein, and zien intolerant. The only way you're going to know this is to do a lab, or the easiest way is to do a food rotation diet, or you can actually do a pulse test before and after every meal, see where your pulse is at and after you eat the food. Or the best way is eliminate all these prolamine foods for 90 days if you think you're intolerant. At the 90th day, eat one of the foods, maybe the one that you're intolerant, like a gluten-containing food all day with each meal, and see how you feel the next day. And then usually what I'll do is I'll have people wait maybe like another week, eliminate everything, and then include another prolamine-type food like a rye, oat, barley, on and on. So just wanted to really clarify some things, get information out there to you guys about this, because if you know, gluten's good. A lot of these grains are good. So enjoy them if you're not gluten intolerant. And a lot of people are just cutting them out without even doing a lab test. And they're suffering. And then they come to work with me, and we end up doing a lab, and it tests for some gliadin intolerance or antibodies, and they're not even gluten intolerant. So enjoy the food. Don't enjoy the process part of it, but enjoy the food if you're not gluten intolerant. But at the same time, make sure you do a test or do a 90-day elimination and add these things in to see which ones you're intolerant to, because they are enjoyable. Life isn't about cutting things out. It's about, you know, doing what's right for your body. And just because Jenny McCarthy's cutting out gluten from her son doesn't mean you have to do it. So, hope you enjoyed the quick clip. It's 5 minutes. I'm keeping it quick, and I'll check you guys later.